Nothing looks better than a broken bat in slow-mo. Love looking at that. Time for closing time before we send it out to Joe and Tim for play-by-play. 45 seconds on the clock. Started up. First tweet is for AJ. If the Cardinals win tonight, who's your series MVP?
No offensive players stood out. I'm going Jason Ma. Multiple inning saves, and he's going to get the save tonight, I believe.
All right, next one is for Eric. If the Giants can win tonight and the series goes back to San Francisco, will the Cardinals close it out there, or do the Giants come back and win?
Well, look, the Florida Marlins, 2003, did it to my Cubs, 2003. So you can come back from 3-1. Possible, but not probable.
Only happened twice in the National League. Next one is for Harold. The World Series doesn't start until Wednesday on Fox. How can the Tigers possibly stay sharp until then?
You know what? They learned from 06. And one thing Jim Leland said today, they're going to have a couple workouts, and then they're flying their instruction league team up from Florida to play a couple games to try to keep the big club sharp. How cool is that for the kids?
To face Verlander? Not so good.
Hey, we did it in 2005. We had a week off, and we played a lot of simulated games, which gets a little tired after a while.
Yeah, so
facing your own pitchers gets a little old.
Yeah, that went pretty well, if I recall, for the 05 Pale Hose.
We won. I think we swept, yes.
Put it on the board, yes. You can put some headlines on the board. Tomorrow, how do the newspapers look after Game 5?
Look out! The champs are coming! The champs are coming! Cardinals repeat.
What does that mean?
It means the Cardinals are going back to defend their crown.
Okay, all right.
Well, I don't want to plageride, but the Carroll's Chronicles, Lynn's Sanity. Lance Lynn will dominate tonight.
That is original like crazy. I've never heard that. Never heard of that.
Brzezinski's press, you see it, no trouble with the curve. The Cardinals go back for an 06 rematch with the Detroit Tigers. It's going to be fun.
We know that there's no threat of rain tonight. That's a good thing. Rain has been a part of the storyline. We mentioned earlier, the note that we had earlier, only 2 National League teams have come back to win a best-of-7 when trailing 3-1. You were on the bad end of one of those. So you're the guy we're going to look to tonight for the sage wisdom.
Yeah, and you know what the thing is? If you're St. Louis, you got to put them away today. And like I said, Mike Matheny is going to treat this like a Game 7 because you want to line up your starters right to face Verlander and the Tigers.
You don't want to drag it out. As the team ahead, you want to get it over with as fast as possible.
Time for play-by-play. We're getting ready to send you out to the ballpark in St. Louis. Tim McCarver and Joe Buck are waiting. Joe, take it away.
Matt, here you go. The temperatures are down. The intensity is up. It is Game 5 of this 2012 National League Championship Series. And it's yours tonight on Fox with the Cardinals up 3-1 on the San Francisco Giants. And now welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck. Tim McCarver is coming right up. Okay, it's easy from the Cardinals side. They come into tonight's game thinking we want to win tonight in front of our hometown crowd and not even worry about going back to San Francisco and having to potentially deal with Vogelsong and Kane in Game 6 and 7. For the Giants, they look at it and they say all we need is a win tonight. We go back to San Francisco, we like our chances. So with that in mind, and knowing that the Giants bullpen is relatively well rested and very good, Tim McCarver, Bruce Bochy hands the baseball to start the night to Barry Zito. He doesn't need a lot of length out of Zito, but what he gets has got to be very good.
He may not need the game of his life, the complete game of his life, but maybe the best 5 innings of his life. From an offensive standpoint, the Giants have to strive to get the guys who lead off innings on base. They've only done it 3 of 18 times. But when you do that, your chances of scoring go up dramatically.
Let's talk about the Cardinals. Lance Lynn gets the ball tonight. The guys were just talking about it in our pregame. He was not so good in game number 1.
Yeah, and the Cardinals have enormous respect for what was done to Cincinnati by the Giants. Being down no games to 2, going into Cincinnati and winning 3 in a row. The Cardinals know it can happen. They just don't want it to happen to them.
So here we go. It's Lance Lynn. It's Barry Zito. It's the Cardinals and Giants tonight in Game 5. The Cardinals are on the verge of returning to the World Series for a 2nd consecutive season. Will their remarkable run continue? Or can Barry Zito and the Giants pull off another amazing comeback? It's Game 5 of the NLCS, only on Fox. TV. Don't just watch TV, direct TV. And by MasterCard, proud supporter of Stand Up to Cancer. That's MasterCard. That's priceless. Lance Lynn is in the middle of all the action for St. Louis. Here's a look at the starting lineup for the Giants, brought to you by Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss. Angel Pagan leads off in center. Marco Scutaro bats second at second. Pablo Sandoval hits third. Buster Posey back in that cleanup spot. Hunter Pence back in that number 5 spot. Then it's Brandon Belt, Gregor Blanco in left. Brandon Crawford is the shortstop batting 8th. And then Barry Zito. Here's the right-hander, Lance Lynn. There are the numbers this postseason. He's been busy, a big ERA, and here's more about the 25-year-old right-hander.
Looking for a different result than in Game 1 when he was staked to a 6-0 lead and then gave up 4 2-out hits in a row. He left the game before the 5th inning, leading 6-4. But he's pitching with a cushion tonight as the Cardinals are up 3-1.
His opening pitch will be brought to you by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. It is 53 degrees here tonight. And Angel Pagan leads it off and takes a breaking ball down and in ball 1. Pagan's been good. Very good. He's done it with the bat. He's done it with his glove. He's done it with his legs in this series. The guy behind him, Marco Scutaro's been outstanding. That's not been the problem. It's been the rest of the lineup for Bruce Bochy. Pagan with a 1-0 pitch. Right at Descalso. 1-0. Hard hit. Pagan may have broken his bat. He is 0 for 1. Ted Barrett works the plate. Jerry Lane is at first. The crew chief is Gary Darling. He's at second. Chris Guccione at third. Bill Miller down the left field line. And Greg Gibson, who worked the plate last night, is out in right. Here's Scutaro, who has a 2-hit game in each of the first 4 efforts in this NLCS.
Yeah, look at those lusty numbers.
Strike 1. Lance Lynn has at times overpowering right-handed stuff. That breaking ball bounces in, and Yadier Molina makes that look easy. He was an 18-game winner during the regular season. 0-2 in his brief career in 3 starts against the Giants, including the postseason. Getting the ball tonight for Mike Matheny. That's chopped to Cosmo. 2 out. Mike Matheny told us before the game he has been astounded that ever since the playoffs started, he said, I don't know if you guys can realize it, but these guys act like it's game number 80 of the season, not postseason baseball. And why wouldn't that guy be dancing, Adam Wainwright, the way he pitched in last night's game 4?
Some players play mind games with themselves to try to loosen up. It seems like it comes a little easier for the Cardinal players, both individually and as a group.
Obviously, a lot of these guys were with this Cardinal team last year when they came back and won it all. Breaking ball is in for a strike to Sandoval. You've seen in the past during this postseason, especially prior to Game 3 of the division series in Cincinnati, Hunter Pence giving that pump-up speech to the team. Well, he had an audience of 1 prior to Game 5, and it's the guy at the plate, Pablo Sandoval.
What happened to Gideon? Come on.
Both those 2 guys went deep last night. Part of the order hasn't done much. Sandoval checked his swing. 1-1.
Pablo is such a free swinger. The Cardinals try to get ahead and then go out of the strike zone to get him out.
He hit a titanic home run into right last night in the 9th. Out in front of that, and he fouls it off his foot or ankle.
He's wearing the pad on the inside of the right shin, and it hits off his right foot, right off the toes.
Molina grabs his bat, went down to check on Sandoval, and now he gets more attention from the Giants. Right off the shoe top, right down on the end. Let's listen.
Some toes on ball players look like ballet dancers. They really take a beating over the course of a career.
Good to see Pablo able to get up. And the at-bat will continue. Let's take a look at the defense for the Cardinals. No surprises, except maybe that Carlos Beltran is back in there and right. He got injured in the first inning of game number 3. Last night, Matt Carpenter got the start. Otherwise, it's the same group. Holiday and Jay in left and center. Freese, Cosma, Descalso, and Alan Craig, with Yadier Molina behind the plate and overcoming a left knee that locked up. Carlos Beltran and his .400 average. Back in the lineup for St. Louis. Another 1-2. And now that foul tip gets Molina. And a look at that foul tip that got him on that right big toe, it looked like. Waiting for another 1-2 from Lance Lynn. A good start for St. Louis and the young right-hander. Barry Zito with one of his biggest assignments ever, going to work in the bottom half. Taco Bell, sometimes you've got to live Moss. By E-Trade, works beautifully. And by Share Everything, it's the plan that revolves around you, only from Verizon. Now for the Cardinals, their starting lineup for this Game 5, brought to you by Taco Bell. Sometimes you've got to live Moss. John Jay leads off in center. Carlos Beltran in right. Matt Holiday in left. Alan Craig, who's hit 3 home runs in his career against Zito, cleans up. Yadier Molina, the catcher. David Freese at third. Daniel Descalso at second. Pete Cosma hitting 8th. And Lance Lynn pitching and batting 9th. Lynn had a perfect first inning, and there's the only start for Zito this postseason. He could not get through 3 in Game 4 at Cincinnati in the division series.
6 years ago, Barry Zito signed a 7-year contract with San Francisco for $126 million, and will a win tonight erase all the criticism he has received, even though this year it hasn't been as bad since he won 15 games. Just don't fall behind in the count. Make a concerted effort to stay ahead of the hitters.
Zito won his last 7 decisions to give him a 15-win year. His last 5 starts overall, and the Giants have won his last 12. So he gets the ball tonight in Game 5. Madison Bumgarner is behind him in the bullpen if he needs early help. And off we go in the bottom of the first. Strike 1. Barry Zito's had 1 start over the last 17 days. So we'll see how his command is early. 34-year-old left-hander. Jay flies one into left. Back is Blanco. 1 out. It will bring in Carlos Beltran, who is back in the lineup and a big piece of the puzzle for Mike Matheny. He's hit 3 home runs this postseason. Did that batting right-handed. 2 in the division series, 1 in San Francisco in Game 1. Strike 1.
Good job by Zito staying ahead of the first 2 hitters.
Ken Rosenthal is with us in the corner of the Cardinal dugout, while Beltran grounds 2 and through the left side. Let's go down to Ken Rosenthal. What kind of treatment did Beltran get to make this start tonight?
All kinds, Joe. Starting with acupuncture on his left knee. He then came to the park, underwent more than 4 hours of treatment, then went out to the field to run some sprints. His biggest concern was playing the outfield, but after he ran those sprints, he said he's good to go, told Mike Matheny, and here he is in the lineup.
That's it with Greg Houck, the Cardinal trainer. Straight line running was okay, and he had to just jog down to first with that base hit through the left side. Here's Holiday. Matt had a nice night last night, a couple of RBI hits. And he takes the ball up and in from Zito. Holiday 7 out of 31 against Zito, but 2 home runs. The big bats in this Cardinal lineup have fared very well against Zito, who is 2 and 6 lifetime against the Cardinals. Inside, 2-0.
As far as base running is concerned, Carlos Beltran, one of the best in the game at going from first to third, but doubtful he'll make that turn at second base as well as he normally does.
Holiday hit 27 home runs during the regular season, and he takes a strike there. Mid-80s from Barry Zito. Former Cy Young Award winner back in 2002 when he won 23 games. Part of that good young rotation for the A's. A check on Beltran. X-Factor player to watch for tonight is that guy. His career numbers in the postseason, 4 and 3, and 8 starts with an ERA under 3.5. Here's a 2-1. 3-1.
That's the area that Zito was missing when he worked 2 2/3 in Game 4 against Cincinnati. A ball up and away. He walked 4 in those 2 2/3 innings.
Here's a 3-1. A full count as Zito got it by the bat of Holiday.
Normally there would be no question 3-2 1 out that Beltran would be running. I don't know right now with that sore left knee. Holiday helping Zito out. That ball was outside.
Didn't do much.
No.
1 on, 1 out, bottom of the first, no score, Game 5. Zito steps off. Beltran, bad knee and all, steals second. He's there with 2 out.
That was a breaking ball. It takes longer to get to the plate. Posey did not have a good pitch on which to throw as a short hop, and the throw is late. It's very difficult for catchers to throw on 3-2 counts because they have to wait a moment longer just in case the ball's in the strike zone. But Beltran with a stolen base. That knee's fine.
Now Alan Craig, who is 4 for 10 in his career against Zito, and 4 of the hits, 3 of them have left the ballpark.
Yeah, he's the danger guy in this Cardinal lineup for Zito.
Took Zito deep twice in a game earlier this season, once to center, once to right. We talked about it last year during the postseason, Tim, when Alan Craig and David Freese are locked in. They can hit it to center and to right with as much thump as any right-handed batter you'll find.
That's true.
Here's a 1-0. Fouled back. Here are those home runs for Craig on August 7th. That one to center and this one to right. He's at the plate now with a runner at second, 2 out, and a 1-1 count.
They have power to right field like a lot of left-handed pull hitters.
At 1 for 12, just a 167 average this postseason for Craig with a runner in scoring position. That's strike 2. Give you the Ford keys to the game here in Game 5.
From a Giants standpoint, they want to jump start that offense. They didn't do that at the top of the first, and the Cardinals hope that their next plane trip is to Detroit next week.
If not, travel day tomorrow and then Game 6 on Sunday in San Francisco. 7 Eastern. Foul straight back. Pretty good swing by Craig.
That was hittable. That's in his zone. Didn't bite inside, and Craig with a very good swing on that ball, middle of the plate. You don't get a lot of major league hitters out, particularly playoff teams, with balls in the middle of the plate.
Craig trying to deliver here in the first inning of Game 5. Zito. His 1-2. Breaking ball is low. 2-2. Giants were down 0-2 after losing the first 2 at home and came back to win 3 straight at Cincinnati to get here. Down 3 games to 1 here to St. Louis. Need a good one tonight from Zito. Craig shatters his bat, and that's caught by Sandoval. That ends the first inning. And a nice play by Pablo Sandoval, who fouled a ball off his right big toe earlier. We go to the second in Game 5. Cardinals and Giants, no score. Lance Lynn had a perfect first inning, including a strikeout of Sandoval. He deals to Posey, and it's in the dirt, ball one. It'll be Posey, then Hunter Pence, then Brandon Belt. As Bruce Bochy goes back to his typical lineup, the one he has preferred this postseason after changing it up last night. That's in for a strike, and a count 1-1. Talked to Bruce about that before the game, and he said, you know, I just woke up this morning and said I'm going to go with the group that got us here in that order. Pence went deep last night. Sandoval went deep last night, so we're going to go back to that. Strike 2 on Posey, who has struggled. 2 out of 14 in this NLCS. No RBIs.
Good 2-strike hitter is Buster Posey.
Down and away, 2-2. Posey led baseball with his average of .336. But hitting under 200 during the postseason. He strikes out, 1 away.
You know, there are very few swing throughs on low fastballs. Posey, over that, he missed it by 4 inches. 2-seam fastball, the bottom falls out of it. You get the swing throughs through high fastballs, not low ones.
Here's Hunter Pence. Hunter Pence last night in his first at bat hit a tape measure home run into left off Adam Wainwright. It's really the only blemish on the night for Wainwright. The win 7 allowed just that 1 run on 4 hits, struck out 5, walked nobody in the victory. Final of 8-3. Pence said tonight, let's hope that's the start of a lot of them. But this was a no-doubter. That made it 2-1, but that would be it until the 9th inning for the Giants. That's a strike. Pence thought it was outside. The count 1-2.
Close.
Framed by Molina. 1-2 pitch. That's 3 strikeouts in a row, and 2 out here in the second as Lance Lynn is off to a good start.
Nobody respects Yadier Molina any more than Bruce Bochy, the manager of the Giants. Talking about how quiet he is behind the plate, framing those pitches, soft hands, nothing but admiration from Bochy to Molina.
Lance Lynn was the rotation replacement for Chris Carpenter coming out of spring training, and he put together a first half that nobody expected. Here's Belt. Good breaking ball for strike 1. First 13 starts for Lynn, he went 10-2. He was an all-star. He struggled in the middle part of the season, then got it back together in the back end of it. He ended up winning 18 games. He's ahead on the count 0-2. He could strike out the side here in the second. Which he does. Presented by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Up above on this beautiful night on the 19th of October. Aerial coverage brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. So as we go to the bottom of the second, find out where that guy got that. Yadier Molina will lead it off. No score. Lance Lynn has struck out 4 hitters in a row for the Cardinals, and now Barry Zito tries to keep it scoreless. Leadoff base hit. Molina is on. Now 7 out of 17 lifetime against Zito.
Yadier Molina is much of a fastball hitter as Pablo Sandoval. And he goes at the first fastball down. It could have been a strike, probably not, for the first hit of the night for the Cardinals. Make that the second hit.
For Molina, it's his 6th of this series. And it brings in David Freese. He was hit in all 13 postseason games here at home, dating back to last year. Freese 1 for 4 last night. Had 2 hits in game 3, and he lines one into right. That ball falling in a hurry, and down, gets away from Pence. Molina will stop at third on a double by David Freese.
I don't think Pence got a good jump on that ball, but even had he gotten one, I don't think he makes the play. Off the end of the bat, tailing toward the line, and Hunter a valiant try, but couldn't get to it. Recovers in time to hold Molina to third.
So second and third with nobody out, and David Freese stays hot at home. Pence got there, could not corral it. Now Descalso, with the infielders pinched in on the corners, back up the middle. Descalso, ball 1. Daniel has driven in 6. That was all prior to this series. It's 3 out of 14, no RBIs in this NLCS. Good pitch from Zito, a ball and a strike. Zito was not even on the postseason roster 2 Octobers ago when the Giants won it all in 2010. Big start here tonight, to say the least. 1-1 pitch. Strike 2.
That's a good cut fastball by Barry Zito. 2 features for the most part. 2 pitches. Fastball. Let's see how that ball runs away from Descalso. And a good curveball that he'll throw on any count. In fact, I think he has more confidence getting his curveball over than his fastball.
A long look in, now the 1-2 pitch. Just got a piece.
The numbers don't lie as far as getting the first base runner on in an inning. When a team does that in the postseason, if they score in the first 3 innings, they win 60% of the time. If they score in the middle 3, 45% of the time. And if they score in the last 3, 26% of the time.
That's for this season, regular and post. Here's a 1-2. Leans back from ball 2. Descalso drove in 26 during the regular season. He was at times fighting for playing time. Single to center by Molina and a double down the right field line by Freese. Trouble for Zito here in the second. strikeout for out number 1. With Molina coming way down the line on that 2-2 pitch. A big strikeout for Zito, 1 out.
He does that against left-handed pitching because they can't see him. They have their back to him. But getting ahead with strikes and getting him out with a ball was Barry Zito. A good high fastball.
Now the Giants are going to walk Cosma and pitch to Lynn. The intentional walk will load the bases and give Lance Lynn, who had 3 hits all year, only 1 RBI, a chance to give the Cardinals a 2nd inning lead.
It's more dangerous for Barry Zito to walk a hitter intentionally than it is most pitchers because he has a tendency to be wild.
Lynn was 3 out of 50 during the regular season, 3 out of 51 overall, including 0 for 1 in this NLCS. Molina, Freeze, and Cosmo. Jose Oquendo, the Cardinal third base coach, came down the line to talk to Lynn. We'll see how Zito does trying to get out of this jam. It's a big strikeout to get this Kelso. Strike 1. Matheny hoping for a hit out of his starting pitcher. The 0-1. Shattered bat might be 2. Crawford to second, out. Got them both. And Barry Zito gets out of a 2nd and 3rd nobody out jam. A strikeout of this Kelso. Lynn hits into the double play. No score after 2. San Francisco looks for its first base runner. Gregor Blanco is first up. Brandon Crawford will follow, then Barry Zito. What a good job by Zito to get out of trouble in the bottom of the second. Blanco is 2 out of 13 in this NLCS. Moving around on that first pitch that brought Freese in about a step in front of the bag at third. The 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Now Freese about even with the bag at third base. Infield, outfield straight away. Here's a 2-0. 2-1. Blanco on 2-1, fouls it, strike 2. Lynn is in a position where he could strike out his 5th hitter in a row. 2 strikes on Blanco. Struck out 180 during the regular season. 176 innings. Fastball is high for ball 3. Blanco takes a leadoff walk, and the Giants have their first base runner of the night.
And the key to that, Joe, is a leadoff walk. The Giants have only done that 4 times in the last 21 innings. Look at game 1. They did it 2 of 9 innings. Game 2's the only game they won, and they had the leadoff runner on 4 of the 8 innings. More than coincidental that happens. The numbers go up dramatically when you get that leadoff runner on.
Here's Brandon Crawford after the leadoff walk. Blanco, who's got a big lead, draws a throw. Good to see Roberto Kelly back and coaching first base after getting hit in the head during batting practice prior to game 1 of the NLCS. Pretty close. Lance Lynn, who's 6'5", 250. Quick feet.
Quick feet. I was thinking the same thing. Notice how Blanco dives back to the outside of the bag to make Craig reach farther. That was very close. Ooh.
Out.
May have had him.
That's a strike to Crawford. Looked like he was out.
I agree.
Yep. But called safe. So the Giants catch a break here in the 3rd. Blanco with still a pretty big lead. 2 strikes on Crawford.
Cardinals trying to stay away from Brandon. He's a very, very good inside hitter.
A little bit bigger lead for Blanco. 0-2 pitch. Chop foul. The camera we're showing you is 300 frames per second, so it's as good a look as you're going to get at it. First base umpire Jerry Lane watching it from his spot, called the runner safe, and Blanco stays on base. Count still 0-2 on Crawford. And another throw over.
He has the maximum lead over there right now.
It's big.
Yeah.
Blanco stole 26 during the regular season. None this postseason, and the Giants do not have a steal in this NLCS. Crawford strikes out, and that's strikeout number 5 for Lance Lynn. 1 out here in the 3rd.
After all those breaking balls, that fastball cut inside right in the hands of Brandon Crawford. Good pitch.
Brings in Barry Zito. Zito 4 out of 53 during the regular season. So either one of these pitchers made many phone calls home after a game talking about how they hit the ball well.
But maybe how they bunt. Barry Zito had 10 sacrifices on the year.
Trying to get the runner down to second with Pagan on deck. And his bunt is perfect. Sacrifice is good with Molina feeding Descalso. 2 out. And Zito couldn't have rolled it out there any better.
No.
Guys talked about it as you look at the replay of the bunt that only the '96 Atlanta Braves came back to beat the Cardinals after being down 3-1 in the NLCS, and the '03 Marlins, who shocked the Cubs after being down 3-1, and able to overcome this type disadvantage in the history of the NLCS.
That was our first NLCS here on Fox, and we saw the Cardinals score 1 run in the last 3 games against Atlanta.
What I remember, Atlanta had pretty good pitching back then.
I'll say.
Here's Pagan with a runner at second, 2 out, trying to give the Giants a 3rd inning lead. Trying to strike first in a game they have to win.
Those are the 3 pitchers that won, Glavine, Smoltz, and Maddox.
Here's a 1-0. Breaking ball in for a strike. That's what Pagan has done. He has 5 RBIs this postseason. Just the 1 RBI in this NLCS that came on his only home run. 1-1. Ball 2. Mike Matheny will have the top of his lineup in the bottom of this 3rd inning. The 2-1 pitch. Rounded to the right side to Craig. Lance Lynn is off to a very good start. He has struck out 5 through 3. Now Barry Zito back to the hill. Bottom of the 3rd inning of Game 5 rolls in. No score. Top of the order for St. Louis. John Jay first up, and that breaking ball drops low from Zito. No score. Bottom of the third. Jay, Beltran, and Holiday. But he gets on Alan Craig against Zito, who did a very good job of getting out of trouble last inning. Jay grounds to SCUTARO. 1 out. The early years for Barry Zito, outstanding with the A's. From 2000 through 2006, 102 wins. Second most in the American League. He's been with the Giants since 07. That big contract was left off the postseason roster in 2010. And then he bounced back this season. And that bottom line, the Giants have won his last 12 starts.
Oakland Athletics in the division series in 2000, 2001, 2, and 3, and 6. A lot of people don't realize that was 5 times in the early part of the decade. And then this year, what a dramatic ball club they had across the bay.
0-1 the count on Beltran, who has one of the 3 Cardinal hits in this game. That's strike 2, and the fans for the Giants, Ken Rosenthal, we'll go to Ken right after this 0-2 pitch, have been busy today through social media. Have Kenny tell you about it after the 0-2 pitch. Foul, so go ahead, Ken.
Well, Joe, they got quite creative, those Giants fans did, on Twitter today, creating a movement to rally behind Barry Zito, #RallyZito. Many of the fans changed their avatar photos to photos of Zito, and this was going on all day. A really cool way for fans to show support for their team through social media.
So far, he has shut the Cardinals out. He misses inside ball 1, and he dodged a second and third nobody out situation in the second. Both knees have given Carlos Beltran trouble to the point where he's had them each operated on. Left knee locked up on him 2 days ago. Sat out last night. Back in there tonight, and he fouls it off the mask of Posey to keep it 1-2.
Boy, he's a tough out. Good low ball hitter from the left side. Not quite as much from the right side. But most low ball hitters don't have as quick a bats as high ball hitters, and that makes them better on off speed pitches.
1-2. Upstairs. Beltran, who taught himself to switch hit the low minor leagues in the Royals organization. This is his natural side. Help from Kevin Long at that time when he was playing in single-A ball in Spokane. Kevin, the hitting coach for the Yankees, as the count has gone full 3-2. Carlos really credits Kevin's expertise in helping him learn how to bat left-handed and add to his value. 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 3-2. High fly ball to center for Pagan. Zito is doing his part. 2 out. Fox Sports is proud to support Boys and Girls Clubs of America, a place where youth can reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. To learn more, please visit greatfutures.org/Fox Sports. Here's Matt Holliday, who struck out, with Beltran running back in the first on a 3-2 pitch.
Joe, you talked about Kevin Long, who's a terrific hitting instructor with the Yankees now. I think more major league teams should investigate having a right-handed hitting instructor and a left-handed hitting instructor. They're that different. It takes a left-handed hitter to understand what a left-hander goes through, and the same for a right-handed hitter.
Cardinals had that last year with McGuire, the right-handed power hitter, obviously. Mike Albredi, who's now the bench coach. And with Albredi's ascension to the bench coach position, John Mabry, a left-handed batter, is joining McGuire. That's a strike, and it's 1-1. There's Mike Aldretti, played for the Giants. Holiday played for the A's. The 1-1 pitch is high and tight. 2-1. It's a factor the Cardinals made the deal with to get Matt Holiday after baseball fans became very aware of Matt with his days in Colorado. Got to the World Series with the Rockies in 07 when they were swept by the Red Sox. Here's a 2-1. 3-1 with Alan Craig on deck. Dangerous pitch from Zito. It's a strike and a full count. Holiday couldn't pull the trigger. Just got a piece.
We've heard of guys who hold the bat down at the end. Well, Matt Holiday, his left hand actually overlaps the knob. It's very unusual. Now, the first guy that I saw do that was Johnny Bench of the Reds, a Hall of Famer. You can see it. That left hand overlapping the knob of the bat.
Driven right into the palm of his hand. With a count full 3-2. A strikeout is the third of the night for Barry Zito. And that sends Game 5 into the 4th inning in St. Louis with a score of 0-0. Giants coming up. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By Bank of America, the official bank of Major League Baseball. And by Firestone, reminding you that whatever you drive a Firestone. Above our aerial coverage, brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Fourth inning rolls in, no score. Lance Lynn back to the hill. And he fires a strike to SCUTARO, who grounded out his first time. But still hitting .444 in this NLCS. Breaking ball misses. It's 1-1. Pablo Sandoval now with some protection on top of that right foot. After the foul ball, he hit off it back in the first. That's strike 2 on SCUTARO. And another look at that foul ball that came right down on top of the front edge of the right shoe of Pablo Sandoval. That's a base hit into right. SCUTARO, night after night, getting on base, and he starts the fourth. The single to right. We give you Fox sounds of the game with Ted Barrett wearing a mic. Here's what Bruce Bochy had to say to Yadier Molina.
Don't call that pitch anymore. All right. Make sure you take your time.
Yeah, we're in no hurry.
No hurry. You make sure you're ready.
Right moment with Bochy, who went out to Molina and said, don't call that pitch anymore. The only guy who wasn't smiling at that point was Sandoval. Trying to shake the pain of that foul tip. He did. Made a nice lunging catch to end the first inning. Defensively over at third. Now he takes a ball. That was the first Giants hit of the night. It belongs to SCUTARO. And now another one for Sandoval. SCUTARO will hold at second. It's 2 on, nobody out. Chris Myers is joining us with Aaron Andrews out in Los Angeles for college football. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Joe. It's him. It's good to be with you. After Sandoval had that foul ball, he put more pressure on that right foot when he caught the foul ball. So in between innings, he and the trainer went into the clubhouse. They loosened the shoe and checked for pain. He put that wrap on, which he takes off, obviously, when he goes into the field. I asked Bruce Bochy if Sandoval was okay. He said, I think so. They're worried about swelling as the evening wears on, but if Sandoval is in any pain, Joe, he's certainly not showing it now.
Yeah, and he just hit a rocket into right. 2 on, nobody out, and a good chance for the Giants.
You don't show pain after you single.
He's on at first. SCUTARO at second. Posey at the plate. The pop-up. Foul backing out of play. And here's where the Giants need their best hitter to come through. Game 5 down 3 games to 1. 2 on, nobody out. Does not have an RBI in this NLCS. The 0-1. Good pitch inside, and now Posey fouls it. Maybe off the shoe top or ankle. Let's take a look. Off the knee.
Right below the left knee, right in the shin of Buster Posey, and Yadier Molina did call that pitch again.
Just below that left knee, and Posey now walks it off.
Buster Posey named the comeback player of the year today, coming back from that wicked injury that occurred on May 25th of last year. Missed the rest of the season. A remarkable comeback. What a player, and what a year he had.
Crowd gets back into it with a count 0-2. Pitch from Lance Lynn for strikeout number 6.
3 very tough pitches by Lynn to Posey. Fouled off his shin. Unhittable.
So the struggles for Posey continue, and now Hunter Pence, whose only RBI this entire postseason, came on his solo home run here last night. 2 on, 1 out. Ball 1. Time called with Molina going out to the mound. We talked in our open, Tim, about how Barry Zito is giving the Giants everything they needed coming into this game with his start. Would be on a short leash with a rested and very good bullpen for the Giants, trying to force this series back to San Francisco. And for the Cardinals, Mike Matheny's going to manage this game as if the roles were reversed. He's going to have a short leash for Lance Lynn if an inning starts to get away from him with a rested bullpen and no game tomorrow. Here's a 1-0. Strike 1.
You hear that term all the time, that you learn patience, and major league managers are no different in learning how to be patient. But a major league manager in October is impatient. I heard that for the first time about a month and a half ago when Freddie Gonzalez, I asked Freddie, the manager of the Braves, what he learned from last year's Atlanta's collapse. He said impatience. Interesting word.
Good pitch again from Lynn, and Pence comes up empty, strike 2.
Kept sliding.
The pitch ends up way off the plate. And Pence now in the hole, 1-2. Two and 2.
Yachty tried to steal this one. Clearly outside.
Chop to Lynn, to second, bad throw, hits the bag. Coming to score is SCUTARO, going to third is Sandoval, and the Giants lead 1-0 on a ball that hit the second base bag out of the hand of Lance Lynn.
Well, it's ill-advised to throw the ball to second base, and why is the shortstop covering on the ball? He's throwing to the shortstop. I think there was a mix-up between Descalso and Cosma, because nobody was there. So once you see nobody there, go to first base and get the out. That ball did hit the bag, bounced into center field, but even had it not hit the bag, they don't get the call because nobody was there. Clearly a mix-up.
And then a collision between Sandoval and Cosma at second base, and that's the reaction, I think, from Lynn. He's thinking what you were just saying. You could see Cosma. Here's the collision between those two.
I think the poor throw, Joe, was caused by nobody being at the bag.
So now first and third, 1 out, and here's a little floater to second off the bat of Brandon Belt, caught by Descalso, 2 out.
Here it is. Pence is jammed on the pitch. A little one-hopper back to Lynn. Now he's going to throw regardless of whether anybody's there or not. They're supposed to be there. I know that's his thinking, and you can almost read the body language. But once you see nobody's there, go to first base and take the sure out. But that's the fault of either the shortstop, second baseman, Descalso, or both.
Here's Blanco now, first and third, 2 out. A run is in, no RBI on the play. It's an error on Lynn, and a fielder's choice. Now Gregor Blanco takes a pitch down and in. The only other piece of that is with where that ground ball was hit. Descalso was coming in toward fielding the ground ball. It didn't get past Lynn. And so Descalso, if he was the guy to go cover on a comeback at the mound, was coming in to field the ground ball.
That's why you've seen it 1,000 times before a play. If the ball's hit back to me, meaning the pitcher, who's going to cover? You see it often.
Blanco, strike 1.
Yeah, but that's a one-hopper to the pitcher, and Descalso really, if he had given the sign of who was going to cover, if he was going to cover with the right-handed hitter up. And he had to think twice about charging that ball.
1 ball, 1 strike on Blanco. A chance for more for the Giants.
It's not a double play ball anyway.
Here's a 1-1. 2-1. Back-to-back hits by SCUTARO and Sandoval started the inning. Posey struck out, then the ball hit back to the pitcher by Pence. Throwing error by Lynn, the pop-up by Belt. Now a 2-1 to Gregor Blanco. 3-1. On deck, the number 8 hitter, Brandon Crawford. Giants strike first. It happens here in the 4th. That's ball 4, and that'll load him up. Second walk in this game. Both have been to Blanco. And the batter will be Crawford with a golden opportunity here in the 4th inning of a must-win for the Giants. Bases loaded, 2 out.
And we talked about it in the opening. The Giants striving hard to get that leadoff batter on. They did, and they scored here in the 4th.
Bases loaded, 2 out. Crawford takes a breaking ball low, and Molina's going to go out and talk. Talked to Mike Matheny, who has such respect for Yadier Molina, who he was teammates with at the end of his time here in St. Louis. And says he's got a great ability and a knack for knowing when to put a halt to things, go out, say the right thing to a pitcher, which he's trying to find the right words for Lance Lynn. Cardinal bullpen starts to stir. Crawford waits for a 1-0 pitch. Takes a strike. That's Joe Kelly, the young right-hander, getting loose. Just outside, 2-1. Lead runner is Sandoval, then Pence, and then Blanco. 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1.
Len trying to be too fine with that outside corner. Every pitch that he's missed, the last 2 batters have been outside.
Crawford, who is a .324 hitter in his time here at Busch Stadium, visiting with the Giants with a count and the situation in his favor. 3-1. Foul back, a full count, and everybody will get a head start on the bases. Base hit. 2 runs are going to score as Brandon Crawford delivers. Hence followed Sandoval, and it's a 3-run 4th inning for the Giants here in the 4th.
In game 2, the Giants scored 4 runs against Lance Lynn in the 4th inning. They've scored 3 in the 4th inning of this game. They've scored 6 runs on 2-out hits against Lance Lynn in the 4th inning of both starts. Good hitting by Crawford. Waiting, base hit up the middle.
Now Zito. Late swing and a miss, strike one. Zito, the 8th man to bat in the inning. And the error has allowed the Giants, with good hitting to follow by Brandon Crawford, to come up with 3, a chance for more. A little bunt down the third baseline. Great play. And safe. Another run for the Giants. Zito on with a bunt base hit for an RBI. And it's 4-0 San Francisco here in the 4th.
David Freese at third base playing way back. Zito saw it and puts a perfect bunt down there. We talked about how good a bunter he was the first time up with a sacrifice. He had 10 during the season and another 2-out hit against Lance Lynn.
And that's it. Lynn cannot again get through 4. And it unraveled in a hurry here in the 4th. The biggest throw of the night for Lance Lynn. None of them during the 6 strikeouts, but this throw back towards second base with nobody on the bag, off the base for the first run. 3 more, and in a game they need, the Giants lead 4-0. Can start in this NLCS, and remember, he's in the rotation with a departure in the injury to Jaime Garcia for St. Louis. He cannot get through 4 innings, and 9 men now have come to the plate for the Giants, who lead 4-0. Joe Kelly into the game, and Pagan fouls it straight back. Angel Pagan tonight is 0 for 2 with 2 groundouts. What happened in the 4th inning in game 1 and then tonight. Almost identical, and that's the end of Lynn's night. Pagan steps out. Kelly steps off.
Big difference is there was no error in the 4th inning in San Francisco.
Here comes an 0-1 pitch. That's foul, strike 2. 4 hits in the inning, 1 walk, and the error which looms large on that throw that hit the bag by Lance Lynn. All the runs unearned. The Giants could not care less, leading 4-0. Zito driving in the 4th run of this inning with a bunt base hit. Pagan lays off that pitch in the dirt. Ball 1. Lead man is Crawford, who has a 2-run single in this inning, and a bunt base hit by Barry Zito. He's at first. Pagan on 1 and 2 strikes out. But not before the Giants get that big inning they've been waiting for. It comes here in the 4th, game 5. They lead 4-0. Steals a base. Taco Bell is giving everyone in America 1 free Doritos Locos Taco. Go to hashtag steal a taco. There's only been 1 World Series in baseball history where neither team stole a base. 1944, when the Cardinals played the Browns. Cardinals won it in 6 games.
That's a good one.
So you're almost guaranteed a taco. 1944, Taco Bell did not have to pay up. World Series starts on Wednesday night, and it will begin in either San Francisco or St. Louis, with the Tigers all this downtime, off time after their 4-game sweep of the Yankees, representing the American League. First pitch, a strike, now a ball to Alan Craig. Ken Rosenthal What are the Tigers going to do during this downtime?
Well, this is really interesting, Joe. Remember in 2006, they didn't react well to all their downtime. So this time, Jim Leyland told me today, they're going to fly up their instructional league players from Florida for scrimmages against the Major League team on Sunday and Monday. That's the way they're going to try to stay sharp.
Yeah, if you remember back in 06, it was a 5-day layoff for the Tigers prior to the beginning of the World Series. And simple things you go over in the early part of spring training failed the Tigers in that World Series, like pitchers throwing the bases.
Yeah, pitchers covering first.
Here's a 2-1. It is hit fair down the left field line. Alan Craig will cruise into second with a leadoff double.
How short do you think the leash is right now with Bruce Bochy?
I think it's very short.
I do too. Just inside the line, I think that ball hit the bag, or right in front of it. Sandoval diving for it. Had he come up with it, in fairness, there's no play on Craig. He's upset, but he has no play on that ball anyway. But he does save it from being a double.
Instead, it goes under his glove, and Craig is at second with nobody out. This crowd wanting to jump back into the game, and we'll keep an eye on that San Francisco bullpen to see if they get into action in a hurry. A lot might depend on this at bat. Yadier Molina singled his first time, takes a strike. Leadoff double by Alan Craig. Cardinals missed a chance in the second. With second and third, nobody out, did not score. That's high, a ball and a strike. Reaches out and hits it back to Zito, who makes the play at first. Molina almost threw his bat at the ball on that pitch with a count of 1-1. That's out number one.
We talked about what a free swinger he is. That was a changeup off the plate away. I mean, way off the plate. I think the bat did leave the hands. Watch how far off the plate it is.
He advances Craig to third, one out. Molina had higher goals than that during that at bat as David Freese stands in. Freese doubled down the right field line his first time. Strike one. Give you our Pizza Hut pitcher profile with Barry Zito. Now with 55 pitches on the night, dodged trouble back in the second. So far no runs. He's allowed 4 hits. Here's the 0-1. Strike 2. And nothing harder than mid-80s all night from Barry Zito.
David Freese upset with himself that he went for a ball out of the strike zone up. His fastest pitch tonight, Barry Zito that is, 86 miles an hour. Doing it with guile thus far, but that's to be expected.
Runner at third, one out, the 0-2 pitch. Line drive caught. Out number 2. Craig has to hold, and it's up to Descalso. If this series continues, Game 6 will be on Sunday. It'll be Chris Carpenter, 0-1 in this series against Ryan Vogelsong. Vogelsong outstanding in Game 2. Carpenter had a rough one. Runner at third, 2 out. Descalso grounds to second. Zito gets around the leadoff double.
Huge inning for Zito.
Barry Zito drove in a run in the top of the inning. Gets around a leadoff double in the bottom half. 4-0 Giants after 4. And for the Giants it will be. SCUTARO first up. He got it started. No surprise. That 4-run 4th inning with a base hit was followed by a hit by Sandoval. A rocket through the right side, and the Giants were off to something big in the 4th. Kelly missed with ball 1, and now a one-hopper to Freeze. Fair ball. 1 out. Get to the game with Chevrolet, the official vehicle of Major League Baseball. Find your chance to win postseason tickets and an all-new Malibu at Chevy.com/tickets. Cardinals have had to dip into their bullpen. They did it in the 4th. The Giants are getting a great effort out of Barry Zito.
Especially in that 4th inning. Leadoff double. Cardinals didn't score.
Sandoval, strike 1. Pablo 1 for 2. Struck out his first time, singled and scored in that 4-run 4th. St. Louis in the bottom of this inning will have Cosma, then the pitcher's spot, then John Jay. Into center, and that ball is caught. That hung up a long time. And John Jay with a running grab, 2 out. That'll bring in Buster Posey, who was struck out twice. Wynn did strike out 6, walked 2, allowed no earned runs, but 4 runs on 4 hits, 3 2/3 innings. Ball 1 outside. You wonder, should the Cardinals advance? If they do, if Lance Lynn will get another start. He's been in the bullpen not just during the regular season. Base hit into left by Posey. But to start this postseason, and Posey fouled a ball just under his left knee with a bit of a limp going down the first baseline.
Cosma can't get to it. Bruce Jenkins is a writer for the San Francisco Chronicle, and he wrote this about Buster Posey, who was one of the Giants that really celebrated after the victory over Cincinnati. Bruce wrote, he let his hair down, but not his team. All season long, that's been the case with Buster Posey.
Here's a pitch inside for a ball to Hunter Pence. He had to win the comeback player of the year and likely the MVP. To guide this pitching staff as he did when he came up in May of 2010. All the way to a World Series win over the Rangers. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Pence. Chopper to the right side. Descalso flips for the out. And a scoreless fifth inning put on the board by Joe Kelly. Bottom half rolls in. Giants lead it 4-0. Facing elimination here tonight, the Giants turn to their 34-year-old veteran left-hander who's done it on the mound with an RBI bunt base hit. And he's given the Giants everything they need here so far. He goes to work in the fifth, bottom half. Cardinals will have Cosma. And Shane Robinson is in the on-deck circle. He would hit for Kelly. And then to the top of the lineup, John Jay. 4-0 Giants. And a pop-up into right. Long run. This ball is caught by Hunter Pence.
Oh, what a play. He did not know until the last minute that he was going to make the play and did. Digging up turf along the way.
And trapping it almost against his wrist.
Yeah. In the heel of the glove, the right hand comes in to secure it. I think it may have hit his right hand first.
And now with one out, Robinson will come in to hit after Hunter Pence replaced the divot he took. He came a long way to get that. At one point took his eyes off it to see if SCUTARO was coming out. And it was up to Pence, and he made the play. Robinson 0 for 5 with an RBI this postseason. The RBI came in Game 3. That's a strike. The young right-hander Trevor Rosenthal will take over in the 6th. Here's a 1-1. Swing and a miss at a 79-mile-per-hour pitch from Zito, strike 2. On 1 and 2, that skips in.
Watching Hunter Pence play, he continues to be the most unorthodox player in the big leagues.
That's what Zito's done tonight in the first inning. Gave up a 1-out hit to BELTRAN, who stole second. In the second and third, nobody out. Didn't give up a run. Leadoff double last inning by Alan Craig, and Craig was left on. Two and 2 on Shane Robinson. 1 out here in the 5th. Cardinals batting down by 4, and a ground ball right side. SCUTARO, what a play! 2 out. What a play by Marco SCUTARO to take care of Robinson to his left.
Slide, catch, throw. One motion. Slide, catch, throw. Beautiful. There's the slide. The catch. You won't see it done any better than that.
You said in Game 1 his nickname is Blockbuster.
Yeah.
And while not many paid attention to the deal when Marco SCUTARO was picked up by the Giants from the Rockies, while the Dodgers were taking on one big contract after another trying to win the West, you could make the case that that is one of the biggest additions any team made in 2012. And sure, I mean, he is a vital part of this lineup and defense, batting the number 2 spot. He started that 4-run rally with a base hit in the 4th. 1-1 is the count. 4-0 is the score as Jay takes high for ball 2. Great defense to start this inning by the Giants. And now a 2-2 count. Tonight's game sponsored by Chevrolet, proud to support youth baseball in cities and towns across the country. And with 2 out, nobody on, we await a 2-2 pitch to John Jay. He's flying to left, he's grounded to second. Sticks the bat out, checks on Sandoval. What a job by Barry Zito. And this inning started with 2 defensive gems. First, Hunter Pence in right, off the right hand and trapped against his wrist. Those wide eyes of Pence. And then SCUTARO to his left. The slide, the throw, the out. How about Zito? 4-0 Giants. Play by Hunter Pence to start the bottom of the 5th inning. High fives in that dugout. Breaking ball from Trevor Rosenthal is in for strike 1. Underway in the 6th. It's Belt, then Blanco, then Crawford. Anybody gets on, Zito. 4-0 Giants leading, trying to avoid elimination and get this NLCS back to San Francisco. It's fouled off to the right. The count 0-2, and Trevor Rosenthal has made a name for himself quickly with his great stuff this October. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball fouled, still 0-2.
We talked the other night about Trevor Rosenthal, 21st round pick. 638 players were picked ahead of him, and he said he was talking to his mom and dad about that last night.
He is really taken to the bullpen. Starter in the minor leagues, and his stuff is electric.
That last pitch is a knuckle curveball that he taught himself. He didn't throw a curveball when he signed.
The 1-2 is up and away at 98. First round draft pick, as Tim talked about, just 22 from Lee's Summit. Former junior college shortstop. Brings home a 2-2, and it's high. Full count.
If you're a Giants hitter, you've got to lay off that high fastball. Nothing up there. Make him bring it down. Similar to Jason Mott, the Cardinal closer.
3-2 pitch. In for strike 3. 1 away. And Belt 0 for 3. Tonight's game is sponsored by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by T-Mobile. Test drive our nationwide 4G network. Batter is Gregor Blanco, who walked in that 4-run 4th. Now batting in the 6th. Joe Kelly went an inning and a third. No runs, 1 hit, 1 strikeout. In relief of Lance Lynn. There's a strike. On deck is Crawford. 2 out, 2-run single. Off his bat, a big part of that 4-run 4th. 2 quick strikes on Gregor Blanco. St. Louis in the bottom of this inning will have Beltran, Holiday, and Allen Craig. And there has been nobody up in the bullpen yet for the Giants. Here's the 0-2. Struck him out. 2 down. Well, this week on Fox NFL Sunday, they sit down with President Obama and Mitt Romney to find out the one thing both candidates are fully in support of. Redskins super rookie RG3. Then the upstart Redskins take on the Super Bowl champion Giants. It's all this week with the Fox NFL Sunday pregame show at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, only on Fox. Who will moderate? That's the main question. Kurt Menefee. Both President Obama and Mitt Romney will talk about RG3, who has been, as advertised, maybe even better the way he started his NFL career. That's 2 strikes on Crawford. And Rosenthal could strike out the side here in the 6th.
We were talking about RG before the season started, about what an impact he'd have on the NFL.
Great week 1 win against the Saints. That's strike 3. And Rosenthal shows just how good he is.
Not that easy.
He strikes out Belt, Blanco, Crawford. Bottom of the 6th. Big bats coming up. Down by 4 are the Cardinals. postseason legend vote at MLBFancave.com. Assume that is one of the heaters on this chilly night. Not too bad. Low 50s on this 19th of October. Barry Zito, no runs on 4 hits through 5. Back for the 6th. Beltran takes a strike. Carlos has 1 of the 4 hits for St. Louis tonight. Singled, stole a base back in the 1st. 1-1.
Zito doing an excellent job staying ahead thus far. Remember, we talked in the opening about he'll take 5 innings in a second. So will Bruce Bochy. A shutout ball? I'll say.
He is working in the 6th. Big bats are due for the Cardinals. That's strike 2. Beltran trying to get on to start the 6th inning. Fouls it straight back and had a good rip. Carpenter would get the ball in Game 6 on Sunday if the series goes to San Francisco against Vogelsong. Here's another 1-2 and a strikeout number 4. And that's the way the bottom of the 6th inning begins, on a high delivery from Barry Zito.
Up and in. Excellent 2-strike pitch.
Our Geico in-game box score for the Cardinals. Beltran has a hit. The only extra base hit for the middle guys in this lineup. The 3-4-5 belongs to Alan Craig, a leadoff double in the 4th. The only other extra base hit, David Freese, a double in the 2nd. Matt Holliday, who has struck out twice, 0 for 2, swings and misses, strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Upstairs, Ken Rosenthal with us from down at field level. And how about more on Barry Zito?
Well, Joe, it's difficult to overstate how much Barry Zito is admired in the Giants clubhouse. Ryan Theriot telling me that Zito's work ethic is second to none. He was the first guy there every day in spring training, working on his mechanics, different drills. Brian Sabian, the general manager, saying much the same, that Zito has great intestinal fortitude, never complained during all of his struggles, a guy that just is widely admired by his teammates. And finally, Javier Lopez saying that this year Zito made a concerted effort to have more fun, just to enjoy his career. His teammates have fed off that, and that's one reason why they've all been so successful together. While
Kenny was talking, Holliday was fooled on, I believe, a changeup and popped it up to the right side. Holliday 0 for 3. And with 2 out, nobody on, Alan Craig steps in. Breaking ball misses, ball 1.
I mean, you can't go through any more adversity than Barry Zito's gone through with that big contract and everything. And I know people are saying, well, the results ought to be there because he's making a lot of money. That's not necessarily true.
Here's his 1-0. On the outside corner, a ball and a strike.
I think Barry Zito's proven that performance is more important to him than a contract, and his performance tonight has been huge.
And he did win 15 games during the regular season.
Right.
One and one on Alan Craig in a very quiet ballpark. Into center, that ball is caught by Pagan. That'll end the inning as Angel Pagan adds to what has been a big night defensively for the San Francisco Giants in support of the left-hander Barry Zito. How good has Zito been tonight? 4-0 into the 7th. Back after this from your local Fox station. Barry Zito bats to lead off the 7th inning. He has a sacrifice bunt, an RBI bunt base hit with 2 outs back in that 4-run 4th. And he takes a strike. But that being his first career bunt hit in the 4th inning, and it went for an RBI in that important 4th inning here in Game 5. The hole 0-2, Rosenthal has struck out the first 4 batters he's faced. And Zito walks away saying, wow.
You got to be kidding me.
That's the kind of stuff that Trevor Rosenthal has. This 22-year-old kid he's got a chance. He's got a chance of being a superstar.
Yep.
And it doesn't look like this postseason stage is too big for him. He's come out of the bullpen, thrown strikes. And with 1 out, nobody on, he deals with Pagan, who's 0 for 3. Strike 1. Pagan is grounded out twice, struck out. And now he's set up at 0-2.
Joe, I didn't realize that Barry Zito actually looked down at David Freese before that bunt. It was on the first pitch. It was a very smart play. David Freese playing back, and Zito bunting in the 4th giant run of the night.
That's out of play. And here's a look at those eyes of Barry Zito. On the right side, he sneaks a peek over at 3rd. See how deep David Freese is a couple times, and then he dropped down the bunt for the RBI. Pagan fouls another one. That will get out of play. Still 0-2. But he talks about the resilience of the Cardinals, and the Giants are right there with them. Here's the 0-2. Popped up on the infield for Freeze. 2 out. In case you just joined us, this was a matchup of Lance Lynn and Barry Zito here in Game 5 with the Cardinals up 3-1. The Giants had a 4-run 4th inning. Third time they've done that in this series. Barry Zito has gone 6, allowed no runs on 4 hits. And for good measure, Zito even dropped down a bunt base hit for an RBI. Fastball for a strike to SCUTARO. Marco is 1 for 3. That's outside. 99 from Trevor Rosenthal. A ball and a strike. Strike 2. With 2 out. Defensive swing to stay up there by SCUTARO. St. Louis in the bottom of this 7th will have Molina, Freeze, and Descalso. 5, 6, and 7 hitters. 1-2. Fly down the right field line, and Beltran is out of room. It's out of play.
Carlos telling us before the second game of the series that Marco SCUTARO is the only Giant that he plays toward the line. And that's the reason, because with 2 strikes, Marco hits a lot of balls to right field.
Fastball, ground ball, Cosma into his left. Another 1-2-3 inning for Trevor Rosenthal. Bottom of the 7th. It's time to stretch here in St. Louis, the old courthouse. A look at it with the Cardinals coming up down 4.
Yeah.
Pizza Hut. Make it great. And by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy? Aerial coverage provided by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV along with producer Pete Macheska, director Bill Webb. Yadier Molina takes a strike from Barry Zito to start the bottom of the 7th inning as this crowd tries to get back in it. Zito in a 4-run fourth took him out of it. Strike 1 on Molina. And now ball 1. Mitchell Boggs getting loose.
Talked about Barry Zito and how he has to stay ahead. 15 of 23 first pitch strikes tonight. Excellent.
So much for that short leash.
Yeah, right.
Hasn't even been a consideration yet. To the shortstop. That's Crawford. 1 away. We came on at the start of the night talking about Barry Zito and about what he had to do. Yes, dress your court, please, Tim.
Yeah, I did.
Good job. And that Barry Zito was not going to be asked to give the best start of his life, the best 8 or 9 innings, but they'd need 5 great innings. Well, they've gotten much more than that.
Gosh, I'll say, I mean, it's among his best starts. It's a career start thus far. Shutout ball for 6 1/3 here in St. Louis.
With 1 out, nobody on, the batter is David Freese, who's 1 for 2.
George Kissel was a dear man who worked in the Cardinal organization for over 65 years. And I can hear George saying right now that more games are won and lost in the inability of teams and players to perform routine things well all the time. And the Cardinals didn't do that tonight, and that opened the door for 4 runs in the 4th inning.
Here is a 2-0 pitch. Fly ball into center. Pagan broke back. Now comes in a few. That is out number 2. What a night for Barry Zito. 1 out away from getting through 7. The batter will be Descalso.
Brian Sabian's lieutenants say the same thing to the Giants coming up in their organization. Dick Tidrow and Pat Burrell, Fred Stanley, Jim Davenport, Joey Amalfitano, and more than a handful of other great scouts and administrators who put these players together and in the right frame of mind and the right physical condition to play big league ball.
2 quick strikes on Descalso, 0 for 2. Cardinals have only 4 hits. The 0-2 pitch. Down and away. Descalso laid off. With 2 away, Descalso lines 1 into right. That ball is down for a hit. And for the Cardinals, their first base hit since a leadoff double by Alan Craig in the 4th. Just got it off the end of the bat.
Cardinals have not been making loud outs against Zito. Means Barry has done a great job of keeping the ball off the fat part of the bat, as he did with Descalso there. Another broken bat.
And here is Cosmo. He's intentionally walked back in the 2nd to load the bases for Lance Lynn, who followed with a double play ball. Cardinals had 2nd and 3rd, nobody out in the 2nd, didn't score. The Giants had 1st and 2nd, 1 out in their 4th inning, and Hunter Pence hit a ball back to Lynn, spun around, nobody at the second base bag. His throw hit the bag, went into center, 1 run scored. After a walk later, a 2-out 2-run single by Brandon Crawford made it 3-0, and the bunt base hit with 2 out for the RBI by that man Barry Zito made it 4-0. Affelt getting loose as Kozma takes ball 2. 2-1. Skip Schumacher on deck. He would bat for Rosenthal if the inning gets there. Here's a 2-1. Kozma takes a strike. It's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Big swing by Kozma. We've seen a Cardinal pitcher tonight, Trevor Rosenthal, get outs, swings and misses with pitches that are 98, 99 miles per hour. We've seen Barry Zito hit his spots, get outs with pitches that are no harder than 86.
That's a great point, Joe. Pitching is a lot more than velocity.
Here's his 2-2. Kozma trying to battle his way on. So approaching 100 pitches on the night is Barry Zito.
I guess to put it more succinctly, you can overpower or fool.
Zito has been on from the beginning. Had a hiccup in the second and got around it. The 2-2. That will get out of play. So it will be at least a 98 pitch night for Zito. Good left-hander Jeremy Affelt getting loose. The watchful eye of Mark Gardner. Kozma takes ball 3. As Calso will get a jump at first for the full count on the rookie shortstop Pete Kozma. There he goes, 3-2 pitch, and he struck him out. Kozma goes down swinging, and if that is the last pitch of the night for Barry Zito, it gave him 5 strikeouts in 7 shutout innings as he leads up 4-zip. Barry Zito. His reaction after the strikeout to end the 7th. That reaction from Pablo Sandoval, and then the welcome back into the dugout for Zito. 34-year-old left-hander has worked 7 shutout innings, allowing only 4 hits. As Mitchell Boggs takes over, Pablo Sandoval is first up. His base hit followed the SCUTARO hit to start the 4th inning. That set the table for a 4-run frame. Boggs brings it down and away, a ball and a strike.
Barry Zito's pitches tonight ranged from 75-mile-an-hour curveballs to 86-mile-an-hour fastballs. And I'm reminded of a great line by Lon Simmons, the Hall of Fame Giant announcer for years. Once Tommy John was pitching, and Lon said he's throwing so slowly that you get the feeling that you can walk along beside it to home plate.
Here's a foul tip that gets the heel of the glove, and that hurt Molina. The count 1-2.
Lon still works for the Giants as a consultant. One of the great guys and a very, very funny man.
Sandoval 1 for 3 on the night. Nobody up for the Giants in their bullpen. Line drive is fouled down the right field line. Get the feeling with Zito sitting in the dugout and nobody getting loose in the bullpen at the moment, although Affelt was earlier. Zito may go back out there.
Yeah. The Giant bullpen is quiet. Barry has 1 complete game shutout this year.
The 1-2. 2-2. Mitchell Boggs is the 4th pitcher of the night for hard-throwing right-handers. Lynn, Joe Kelly, Trevor Rosenthal, now Boggs. His spot due to lead off in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's outside, a full count. Sandoval, Posey, and Pence. The 3-2 is hammered down the right field line into the corner. It is gone. Home run, Pablo Sandoval, and it's 5-0 Giants here in the 8th. He homered last night. He homers tonight.
Getting around on a pitch and driving it that he normally has trouble with. That could be good signs for the Giants. That's a ball that National League pitchers try to pitch him up and in, and he cleared that front side, and I mean hammered it. That ball was off the plate inside.
And somehow was able to keep it fair down the right field line.
Yeah.
Ball 1 down to Buster Posey. And the Giants are having fun tonight. On a Friday night in St. Louis, as Boggs deals, Cosma on the end of that ground ball gets it over to first. Posey a 1 for 4 night. That'll bring in Hunter Pence, who hit the ball that started the trouble for Lance Lynn. A chopper back to Lynn. He spun around back in the 4th inning, fired to second. Nobody really at the bag. The ball hit the base, went into center. 1 run scored. 3 more that inning would score. 4 unearned runs, and now it's 5-0 after the home run by Sandoval. Strike 1. With 1 out, nobody on, the 0-1. Down and in, 1 ball, 1 strike. Chris Carpenter and Ryan Vogelsong on Sunday evening. San Francisco, if there is a game 6, and it's looking more and more like that will take place. And if there's a game 7, Kyle Loesch and Matt Cain. Vogelsong so good in game 2. Here's a 2-1. That's a foul ball, 2-2.
And the way Giant fans love their Gigantes, that place will be rocking on Sunday night if we get there.
Vogelsong in game 2 when 7 allowed 1 run on 4 hits. Here's a 2-2 pitch. 2 out. Geico in-game box score for the Giants. They have 6 hits on the night. Only 1 home run among the 6, and that happened moments ago with Sandoval leading off here in the 8th. Sandoval scored a couple of times, a base hit for Posey, 2-run single by the number 8 man Brandon Crawford. And that 4-run 4th, here's Brandon Belt, who is now 0 for 14 on the road during this postseason, takes a strike. With 2 out, nobody on, the 0-1 pitch. Down and in. Cardinals will be turning to Chris Carpenter, who is 10-3. His career during the postseason. Was the starter and loser in game 2 when he went 4, allowed 5 runs, only 2 earned on 6 hits. That's strike 2. Zito is going to go back out for the bottom of the 8th. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Belt out in front of it, hooks it foul. Cardinals in the bottom of the inning with Zepchinski getting loose. We'll have a pinch hitter for Boggs, then Jay and Beltran. Trailing at least 5-0 here in game 5. A 1-2 pitch. Inside, 2-2. That breaking ball is down. Belt laid off it, and the count full. Nothing is ever in the category of easy in the postseason, or easy for either one of these 2 clubs. Cardinals have shown their resilience last year, this year against the Nationals. Bruce Bochy's team did the same against the Cincinnati Reds. The 2-2 pitch is outside, a 2-out walk. With 2 down in the inning, Blanco coming up. Boggs will stay in there and work to the left fielder Blanco, who's 0 for 1 with 2 walks and a run scored. There goes Belt. Got a great jump and no throw by Molina. Stolen base for Brandon Belt.
Good base runner. 12 stolen bases in 14 tries during the season.
Now a 1-0 pitch to Blanco. RBI chance is easier, and that swung on and missed or tipped into the glove of Molina, strike 1. 95 from Mitchell Boggs. That game on Sunday night, by the way, will start at 7 Eastern. If there is a game 6. Here comes a 1-1. Popped in the air to left. Holiday going back on the move. He's got it to end the inning. And a nice running catch by Matt Holiday to end the top of the 8th. An inning that started on a home run by Pablo Sandoval. He's made it 5-0 Giants in game 5. Down 3 games to 1 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Go further and buy the Samsung Galaxy S3. The next big thing is already here. Glad you're with us tonight is game 5. Giants facing elimination. They handed the ball to their 34-year-old left-hander, and Barry Zito has been great. Pitch number 100 starts the bottom of the 8th, and it's upstairs. Skip Schumacher pinch hitting for Mitchell Boggs. Went 1 inning, allowed 1 run on 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Two and 0 on Schumacher.
Looks like Skip is taking all the way, taking the first pitch and the second pitch.
Here's a 2-0. On the outside corner. 2-1. Affeld is up again, as is Casilla, the right-hander. Here's a 2-1. Good pitch on the hands of Schumacher. 2-2. Hika, the right-hander, is getting ready to work in the ninth. The 2-2. A strikeout starts the 8th. And a 6-strikeout night for Barry Zito as his night continues.
That's the impressive thing about Zito tonight. Not only strikes, but quality strikes. The good curveball stays inside a bit. Fools Schumacher.
It brings in John Jay, who's 0 for 3 tonight. Hitting 200 in this NLCS. He waits. He takes a strike. Jay is fly to left, grounded out twice. 0-2 the last time the Cardinals were shut out in a postseason game, Game 4 of last year's World Series in Arlington, Texas. A game started by Derek Holland, who lasted 8 1/3. It's upstairs. The count 1-2. That evened that World Series at 2 games apiece. Rangers won Game 5. Cardinals won 6 and 7. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Just outside. 2-2.
Close.
The next from Zito. Chop foul right at the plate. Cardinals started this night trying to wrap up their 19th National League pennant. Giants are looking for their 19th, and if they do it, they'll become the 3rd team in LCS history. Come back from down 3-1. That's a fair ball. Belt looked back at the umpire as Jay is on with 1 out here in the 8th.
It may have landed foul, but it went over the bag. Fair. All it has to do, of course, is go over the bag. Good call by first base umpire Jerry Lane.
And off the right forearm of Brandon Belt. See Belt look back at Jerry Lane. It's a 1-out single. Batter is Beltran, and Bruce Bochy is going to stick with Barry Zito.
That is often a base umpire's difficult call. The ball that goes over the bag and lands foul. Because with the naked eye, you think it's foul. It's not.
Beltran. Ball 1 down and in. Strike, and it's 1-1. Now Sergio Romo, the closer for the Giants, joins Santiago Casilla. Zapfeld has taken a seat. 1 ball, 1 strike on Beltran. Giants lead by 5 in the 8th. Ball 2. 113 pitches tonight for Zito. Here's a 2-1. 3 balls and a strike. With Holiday on deck, the pitch count piling up on Zito and 2 right-handers getting loose. With Getty on the phone, you have to believe this is it for Zito, this hitter. Fly ball into right center field will slice to Pence. And maybe Zito will get another hitter. 2 out in the inning. And maybe he won't. 115 pitches tonight. The highest pitch count of the season for Barry Zito. And all the infielders go in to pat Zito on the chest and say thank you for the job tonight.
3 good defensive plays behind Barry tonight, and what a job by Barry Zito.
And even Cardinal fans appreciate that effort by number 75. Casilla coming in with 2 out, the bottom of the 8th. Was his first start, and that was his complete game shutout this year. Now 115 pitches, that gets him through 7 2/3, no runs on 6 hits. Santiago Casilla takes over with Holiday at the plate. Ball 1 inside. Matt Holiday 0 for 3. Zito struck him out twice. Struck out 6 on the night. The only walk handed out by Zito was the intentional pass to Cosma to load him up in the second. And he got a double play ball off the bat of Lance Lynn. Here's a 1-0. 2-0. Swinging strike to make it 2-1.
Cardinals totally shut down by Zito tonight. The only opportunity to score, the real opportunity, in the second inning. A single by Molina, a double by Freese. And Cardinal fans thought that St. Louis was going to plate some runs, but not so. Second and third, nobody out, and they did not score.
Jays at first with 2 out. There's a strike, and it's 2-2. Garcia trying to send this thing to the ninth. Here's a 2-2. Off the end of the bat, foul right side. Giants in the ninth will have the bottom two in their lineup. It appears as if Mujica will be the pitcher for St. Louis. Mott is the closer next to him, but Mujica's been throwing since the start of the bottom of the eighth. Here's a 2-2. Off the hands and fouled straight back. This Cardinal team had the second best record in baseball against left-handed starters this season. Best record belonged to the San Francisco Giants. The Cardinals at 31-17, but you wouldn't know it. What Zito did to him tonight. Now Holiday strikes out for the third time tonight. Casilla comes in and strikes out Matt Holiday. That'll send this game 5 into the ninth. Congratulations for Zito from Buster Posey and the infielders. What a night for Barry Zito. 5-0 after 8. Brandon Crawford starts the ninth inning with a line drive into right at Beltran. 1 pitch, 1 out. Mujica takes over. A loud out starts the top of the 9th inning, and the batter will be Aubrey Huff. There are the numbers for Mujica this postseason. This is his 7th game. Huff bats 1 for 6 in this postseason. First from Mujica is outside, ball 1. Swinging strike in the count, 1-1. St. Louis in the bottom of this 9th inning, their last chance to try and end this NLCS here at home. Avoid a game 6, they'll have the heart of their lineup. As Huff is out in front of that pitch, and he's in the hole 1-2.
That's a good splitter from Mujica that neutralizes left-handed hitters. Shelby Miller now warming for the Cardinals.
Here's a 1-2 to Huff. Reaching out for it, grounds to Descalso. 2 out. Big weekend it looks like coming up on Fox. Foxtoberfest continues tomorrow. College football returns doubleheader action at Stanford and Cal, followed by K-State and West Virginia. Then on Fox NFL Sunday, most of you will see the Redskins and Giants or other regional action. And it's looking more and more like on Sunday evening, Game 6 of the NLCS. Coverage beginning at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific. No need to leave your couch all month long. Foxtoberfest is here. Ground ball to the right side is fouled off the bat of Pagan. With 2 out here in the 9th inning. Pagan has grounded out twice, struck out, popped up. He's been a consistent performer this postseason for the Giants. But a hitless game 5 as he lines out to Descalso, sending us into the bottom of the 9th inning. Cardinals' last chance here at home. Romo getting loose, 5-0 Giants. Tonight he had some help. Sandoval a catch in the first inning. A sliding grab by Pence and SCUTARO. That big smile from Marcos SCUTARO as Joaquin Arias takes over at third base. Straight up switch. Sandoval out of the ball game, and Sergio Romo, who we had a chance to visit with before tonight's game, and is one of the most likable pro athletes I've talked to in a long time, and somebody who truly appreciates where he is with this organization.
So engaging and such a story. Grew up in relative poverty in Salinas, California. His dad and mom both were born in Mexico, came to California, and he signed a $1.575 contract earlier in the year. And Larry Baer, the CFO and president of the Giants, told us a very moving story.
Batter is Alan Craig, first up in the bottom of the ninth, strike one.
There's Larry right there. Larry telling us that when Romo signed the contract, that he was in tears, saying that he's never thought of making that kind of money. And you hear about all the big salaries being paid all over Joe, and it's just the most moving thing to see a guy who appreciates it like Sergio Romo.
1 ball, 1 strike on Alan Craig, who has doubled tonight, 1 for 3. Romo is settled into that closer spot. Multiple guys have filtered through that position. There's that good breaking ball from Romo. Strike 2. Sergio Romo telling us before the game he will never forget getting Jay Bruce in that 9th inning of Game 5 of the division series. That battle, Scott Rowland, and what it meant to his teammates to get them to the next level and complete that comeback. A 1-2. 2-2.
Yeah, both Bruce and Rowland represented the winning runs. Had they connected, then Cincinnati wins. But they didn't. Romo did, and the Giants.
2-2 the count. Craig one of just 2 extra base hits tonight for St. Louis. Romo. Line drive caught. SCUTARO to his left. 1 out. Our big play of the game delivered by UPS. Let UPS put the power of logistics to work for you. 2 on, 1 out. Scoreless game until this throw by Lance Lynn with nobody at the bag. It hits the second base bag to score the first run of the night. That collision between Sandoval and Cosma. 3 more runs that inning. The last one driven in by Zito. Plenty for the pitching of Barry Zito tonight. Romo deals low to Yadier Molina with 1 out, nobody on. Molina has a hit. Barry Zito worked to all 4 corners of the plate. Was pitching down early, then pitched up late. And the Cardinals, as this series it looks like will continue to Game 6, they've got to get more out of their big bats in their lineup. Holiday 0 for 4 tonight, 4 out of 21 in this series. Alan Craig just 2 hits for this NLCS. Guy at the plate, Molina, 6 out of 19. On the outside corner, 1-2. Lance Lynn, the starter for the Cardinals tonight, impressive early. Struck out 5 through 3 innings, but could not get through 4. Here's a 1-2 from Romo. 2-2. Adam Wainwright, good in Game 4. Barry Zito, tremendous in Game 5. with one out. Line drive base hit to left off the bat of Molina, who's 2 for 4 tonight. It will bring in David Freese, who has a double tonight. Freese is doubled, lined out, fly to center. That over the inside corner, strike one. Descalso on deck. Romo trying to wrap it up. Zito the first 7 2/3. Casilla got an out last inning. There's strike two. The 0-2 pitch. Just outside. Romo told us before the game that this has been a season where he's figured out that maybe he is good enough to do this closer's job. Maybe better than he thought he was.
How about that honesty?
Here's his 1-2 pitch. David Freese. Takes low. And then just one more note about that game 5. After he got Jay Bruce, he said, here's Roland walking in with a chance to win it. And he thought to himself, who do you think's more nervous, me or Roland? Roland's done it before. He hadn't. Romo won that battle. The 2-2. A strikeout for out number 2. And the Cardinals down to their final out here in game 5.
The best slider in this inning to the 3 hitters that Romo's faced. Sweeping breaking ball to get Freese.
To see his dad started as a Giants fan, became a Dodger fan. Romo rather. And then when Sergio was drafted by the Giants, he got to talk to his grandfather and said, we're going to have to change your allegiance. Slowly but surely his grandfather has come around. Sergio had Molina take second. No stolen base. Runner at second, 2 out. The 0-1 to Descalso. Strike 2. Cardinals talked last year a lot about a happy flight after a win. Going to the next city. Well, that'll be one happy flight for the Giants thanks to the work by Zito. Descalso takes low if the Giants can hang on and force a game 6 Sunday night. Shutout baseball through 7 2/3. Descalso trying to extend it. He is 1 for 3 on the evening. Here's a 1-2. Outside, 2-2. Joaquin Arias has taken over at third. Crawford, SCUTARO, Belt. The infield. The outfield, Blanco in left, Pagan in center, Pence in right. as he flashes the signs, and now a 2-2. Up and away, 3-2. Romo ready with a 3-2 pitch to Descalso. Fly ball into left. Blanco is there, and the Giants have won Game 5 and forced Game 6 on Sunday night. And the first guy leading the charge out of the dugout is the left-handed starter Barry Zito, who goes 7 2/3, allows 6 hits, and did not allow a run.
More than what the Giants could have asked this evening.
All right, boys. Go win it at our place, boys.
A 3-hour, 3-minute game and a 5-0 win for San Francisco in Game 5. Zito 1-0 now this postseason. Lance Lynn 1-2. And it will be Carpenter and Vogelsong on Sunday evening in San Francisco. Carpenter lost that first go-around to Vogelsong, who went 7 strong for Bruce Bochy and the Giants in Game 2. So while they gather in front of the dugout, we will take you down to Chris Myers standing by with the Giants hero.
With Barry Zito, thanks, Joe. And if you felt the weight of San Francisco on your shoulder, you certainly carried it well tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
And what was working for you best, obviously?
You know, I had all my pitches working tonight, 5 pitches, and just different locations, you know, changing speeds, doing what I do.
Obviously, getting this back to San Francisco important.
Yeah, very.
This is a game you had to have.
Yeah, obviously elimination, but the most important thing is getting it back so our fans can, you know, be a factor in the game, and you know, that's a huge thing.
Barry, that first career bunt single, which you drove on a run, did you see something? The cameras caught your eyes looking at Freese at third base.
Yeah, I was just taking a look, seeing where everyone was playing. You know, I figured why not. Probably didn't have a great chance of, you know, getting a hit off of Lynn, so just gave it a shot and ran as hard as I could.
In your 12 or so major league career years here, I know you're worried about getting to the World Series, but where does this performance rank for you?
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely it for me. You know, coming here, especially doing it in a Giants uniform, you know, a lot of people have been saying stuff about A's days, and for me, you know, the most important thing is doing everything for San Francisco right now. So,
all right, congratulations. All right, see you right there.
Appreciate it.
All right, Joe.
All right, Chris, thank you. What a job tonight by Barry Zito. We'll take a break and come back. Wrap up our night here in St. Louis. This NLCS is traveling back to California. They celebrate in San Francisco and in that Giants dugout here in St. Louis. Take a break. Come back after this. San Francisco wins Game 5, 5-0.